Let's go. So, if you don't know what a labyrinth is, it goes back to ancient times. If you're into Greek mythology and you've never heard of the Minotaur at the center of the labyrinth, you might understand the whole idea of what a labyrinth is, but it's a maze and it leads to a center. Most mazes go around in different curves and cuts and dead ends, but not labyrinths. Labyrinths come from the outside inward. And there is a odd spiritual practice that goes along with labyrinths and walking them, that you are symbolically, spiritually walking inward to yourself when you are walking a labyrinth. And it's really an exercise, both physical, spiritual, mental, in introspection. A lot of people will use a labyrinth in order to think about their problems, things going on in their life, whether or not they had questions about certain outcomes. Some people are on a spiritual journey and they will use walking a labyrinth as a tool to get answers to that spiritual journey. It can be whatever you want it to symbolize. I could imagine others would use it as a way to converse with their ancestors. The idea of going on a journey, hopefully in the center of that labyrinth, having union with those lost loved ones that are gone. Now, it's a whole bunch of zigzaggy twists and turns, but such is life. And that's the whole point of walking a labyrinth. Now, this is beautiful. I did not expect this. I haven't been out on the biking trails in a minute. I love this exercise. There's several parks in the Las Vegas area that have labyrinths in them. Labyrinths are also built into some medical centers and hospitals as a healing practice. Now, the funny thing about Western medicine is that we honor all types of healing as long as it's done in concert with Western medicine. So every doctor I've ever worked for has kind of had that view. Again, we're almost at the center, and I'm feeling all kinds of zen. But of course, I'm out in the desert, so I feel that kind of zen anyway. There's an odd comfort in being out in a lifeless nothing and then seeing life out here. They did a lot of beautiful craftsmanship when it came to this labyrinth. We're almost there. I think there's another zigzaggy, and we're at the end. Or not the end, the middle. Now remember, labyrinths go in towards the center. Another geeky fact on labyrinths, you might be aware, I believe it was 1986, David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly made a movie, and it had to do with the labyrinth. So that would give you the idea as well that labyrinths have something to do with going to the center. Here we go. It's a couple of more zigzags and we are there. And I always had a tradition when it came to walking a labyrinth. I would do a video walking into the labyrinth and then do another video walking out of it. And it's supposed to be a whole different kind of feeling as well. Some people feel some odd sense of completion, like they've gone on a journey. Some people, I guess they would make their own meaning, towards the individual. And that's what it's all about as well. Okay, here we go. Whew. One more turn, and we'll be at the center. This is what the center of the labyrinth looks like. Oh my gosh, this is really beautiful work, by the way. By the way, right there in the background, that is the Las Vegas Wash. Las Vegas Wash is a river that runs from Las Vegas into Lake Mead, is far off that way. But again, the center of the labyrinth. David Bowie is not here. There's no musical trolls or fairies. I wish there was. I'm the only musical fairy in this labyrinth right now. By the way, again, people say that the desert is dead. That doesn't look dead to me. That looks like a thick marsh to me. Oh, and by the way, yeah, that's Las Vegas right over there. Way off in the distance. That's Las Vegas. All right. We are going to walk out of this thing now. Now we're walking out. Again, a bunch of zigzags, a bunch of twists and turns, but such is life. I've always been that overly romantic person to where I saw symbolism in everything. And people can get their spirituality and things that really touch them out of all sorts of things in life. And I wouldn't deny anybody any of that. Now, if it comes to dancing under the moon in the desert, this would be a great place to do it. Whew. Always take time out for yourself, by the way. Take time out to heal. Take time out to enjoy the natural beauty that you have in your life. Doesn't matter where you are. You don't have to be out in the desert in a labyrinth. That's the reason why they build beautiful parks in cities. Honestly, that goes back to the ancient Romans and ancient Greeks. They would build giant cities and they would build parks and gardens in the cities for everybody to enjoy. Honestly, they knew the whole idea of pastoral beauty. They invented it. Whew. Again, I am actually feeling low-key bad because I didn't know that they put this out here, man. That just tells you that I haven't ridden my bike in a while and I need to come out here more. It makes me think if I just ride down the bike trail just a little bit longer, there's gonna be another labyrinth, there's gonna be magic circles. Are there gonna be like crop circles? Because again, I do live in Las Vegas and UFO sightings and UFO stories are not like uncommon here. People have all kinds of supernatural beliefs in this silly city. It's a ridiculously superstitious place to live. I've seen people cross themselves as they're like playing Keno or video poker at the bar, thinking that their deity is gonna make them have some kind of windfall in a casino. There's a whole lot of with that whole kind of reasoning, but again, who am I to judge? We all have our thing that makes us feel better in life. Mine happens to be walking around in circles. Again, I almost wish I brought a bottle out here. This would be pretty dope for a party. Whew. We're almost there. I walked out of this thing a little bit quicker than when I walked into it. Whew. I'm honestly kind of energized, want to start my day now, man. This is totally doperific. So I would challenge you, if you have labyrinths in your hometown, they're usually at a church or a medical center. Again, some parks will put them in their gardening or in their landscaping. So if you have a labyrinth somewhere in your hometown, walk it, check it out. It's different, it's weird. It goes back to ancient Greece. It's not as odd as you might think it would be. Whew. Oh my gosh, and I still gotta go ride my bike back home. Hugs, health, and happiness from Las Vegas.